Hey everybody, and welcome to Top Comics to Pre-Order in a Flash. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is our really quick show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend so you don't miss out on any of the good comic stuff that they have coming out for you. So let's get into this week because there is some really, really big books this week.
We're going to start with Ultimate X-Men #1. So the third of the new Ultimate books, ongoing book set in the Ultimate Universe. This is written and drawn by Peach Momoko. And this sounds a little bit different. It's about Hisako Ichiki, who, she's a teenage girl. She just wants to live her normal life. But in Japan, there are some urban legends that have sprung to life and brought some unusual new powers with them. And we're going to get introduced to Armor, but to a character called Maystorm and a new group of Ultimate X-Men, the likes of which you've never seen before.
Very interesting. Next up, we have The Batman First Night. This is really cool. So this is going to be by Dan Jurgens, classic writer Dan Jurgens. It's going to be set in 1939, and it deals with the original Batman, and it retells one of his original adventures, but set up against like the real-world time of then. So it's right after World War I, and you've got this mysterious Batman in the city trying to solve this crime. Sounds really cool. I like kind of the retelling of that classic Batman story, but, through a modern lens.
Yeah. Next, I'm really excited. The Savage Sword of Conan #1. So the Conan the Barbarian book is great, and now we have the return of the Savage Sword of Conan. This is going to feature a new epic Conan story, a Solomon Kane story by Patrick Zurcher. There's going to be a prose story from Jim Zub. There's going to be pin-ups and all kinds of stuff. Probably all going to be black and white, just like the old school Savage Sword of Conan. They're going to be magazine size, just like the old school ones were. So more Conan goodness.
And next up, we've got Ms. Marvel, Mutant Menace. So now that Ms. Marvel has come out and publicly said that she is a mutant, will the community that is supporting her as Ms. Marvel turn on her? And from looking a little bit further in the solicitations and everything, we learned that once she kind of puts her face out there, there's somebody who wants to capitalize on that, and it is none other than the X-Men's Mojo.
Oh,
who
nice.
I'm guessing wants to make a TV show or something around her.
Next is What If Aliens #1. This issue is going to be What If Carter Burke had lived. What's cool about this is Paul Reiser joins his son Leon and then other writers and producers to journey back to Hadley's Hope and the twisted escape of a man who should have died.
And next up, we've got Weapon X-Men #1. So this is a follow-up to that original X-Men one-shot we got. And this one, the Phoenix is putting together a team of multiversal Wolverines to take on Onslaught. So I'm not sure why Wolverine is the correct choice to take on Onslaught, but I'll be interested to see how this is going to play out.
Next is Giant Size Spider-GWEN. So I think this will be the third of these giant size books that we're going to get the first half of the year. This one is about the Earth 65 Mary Jane. Gets attached. I'm sorry. This one is about remnants of the Carnage symbiote attaching themselves to the Earth 65 Mary Jane. Orlando Octavius, who's the adopted son of Doc Ock, he's going to set his sights on MJ because of that, and Spider-GWEN is going to have to save her.
Flawlessly said.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Fire and Ice TEEGRA. #1. This is actually a one-shot if you've been following the Fire and Ice series by Bill Willingham. He has another one for you, the one-shot focusing on the Princess TEEGRA and an arranged marriage to help fortify her people, but she's not into this and she is going on the run. So just another fun one in this Fire and Ice epic that they're telling at Dynamite.
Duke #3. So I hope you didn't want the end of issue 2 spoiled for you because it's right there on the cover. But Duke's search for answers, it's landed him in this classified holding site for some of America's most dangerous prisoners. Now he's the most wanted man in the world, and everybody seems to prefer him dead over alive. And it looks like he might get some help from the Baroness.
Next up, we have Cradle of Filth, Funeral in Carpathia. This is a one-shot. If you've never read any of the Cradle of Filth comics, it's based off of the band. But what's really cool about this is they're usually one-shot stories that if you're a fan of the kind of one-shot stories, almost like Ice Cream Man or something like that, imagine somewhat like that, but with gothic horror. So you got vampires, you've got old castles, that kind of thing. So if you've never checked it out, but that's kind of your flavor, try one of these out. I've read a bunch of them; they are really good. That is it for Top Comics 2 Pre-Order in a Flash. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to head over to infinityflux.net right now where you can pre-order these books we talk about, and stay tuned for our video coming up on Friday where we'll be going over these, plus much more, so you are better informed when you go to buy from your local comic book store. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time,
See
see
ya.
ya!